Hello, this is Telomere and welcome to another repair video. In this video we're working on a Samsung Galaxy A71. As you can see under the microscope, we're looking here at a port issue. Here's the port. There's not really much to see on the inside. It's a pretty normal looking port. It's maybe a speck dirty on the inside, but it's nothing particularly special. A little bit better on this side. You can see all the pins are there and fine. There's no particular damage that I can see, at least. I'm still planning to replace that charge port. Nevertheless, there's some other issues that I'm noticing here on the board right there. This little guy right here. I don't know if that's capacitor, but there is some corrosion going on right here. And I'm wondering if that may be the cause of the issue. So what the phone is doing, and I'm just looking around for any other potential damage to the board. What's happening is that when you plug in the charger, all it's doing is about 50 milliamps of charging, and it's not charging. It detects the cable being plugged in, but that's it. Just seems to be this little area right here. Clean that up a little bit. I'm gonna go get my multimeter and I'm gonna see about what's going on here. This little guy right here, I don't know what this is. It looks very similar to all of these. So maybe what I'll do is I'll test these guys here and see what they are giving me as a readout. And depending on the readout there, I can test it against this one and see if maybe this little guy is in fact shot. Let's see if there's any issues on the other side. It seems fine. I don't see any damage to it. That looks fine. I don't see any particular damage. That charge port is not pretty. It looks like it's seen some water damage. It really has. Not pretty at all. So you know what? I think definitely this charge port needs to be replaced, if nothing else. So let's first test out the resistance. Find myself a ground pad. I know that this, generally speaking, is ground, so I should be able to use that as ground. I'm just going to put that to the side. Come over here. I'm just going to poke around to see if I find any other ground bits. So that's a ground. That's showing as... That's probably right there is a 0 ohm resistor, I'm betting. I think this might be okay. You know what? I'm also going to measure it to see what it says on. It just says open lead. Alright, that's fine. If it's a capacitor, it doesn't always work the best to go and do it in circuit, but let's just see what happens. I am getting a reading, so maybe it is a capacitor. How about off here? 894. And here? 600. Going up to around 1,000. So maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it really is just this nasty, grody looking charge port that needs to be replaced. Let's give that a go. I've got one on hand. Now before we can get started going and getting this desoldered, there is something that I need to get off of this board first. Now let me see if I can get a little bit more light here. So you see this right here? There's a coating that's just floating right above. Let me see if I can get to this a little easier. Yeah, it's a little easier for me to see. So I gotta try to get this coating off somehow. I think I'm gonna heat the board up first. I've already got my ventilation system going. If you're wondering what that sound is, let's just get this heated up. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to prevent as much as possible having the pads tear underneath. Really don't want those pads tearing, because if the pads tear, I mean, like, I could fix it, it just immediately becomes not worth the trouble, you know? Gosh, that's solid. You've got it free of the filler. Okay, that should be good enough. Let's just brush off the excess there. Just gotta put a little bit of flux on the back here. maybe I can go and coat those in some lead-based solder first. And then I'm going to do the back as well after that. Okay, I've got all those pins nicely saturated. I'm going to see if I can go and saturate the sides here as well, just to make it a little bit faster to go and get the port out. Theoretically, I think that should do the trick. Flip her around, do the other side, and I think we should be good to go. Flip her over. Step 2 is removing that stupid port. Let's see if this creature works. Now, this is probably overkill for this one, but I got it set to 450 degrees Celsius for my heat gun with about, I think it's around 50% speed. I'm just looking to go and get this heated up, and I want to point it away from, let's try a different angle so you guys can see. I'm worried about the little gasket they've got going there, and I don't want to burn this. It might melt them anyways, to be honest. This should be okay though, from this angle at least. There we go. We got the port off. Let's see how the board looks on the other side. Please no torn pads. Looks okay. Let's put it underneath the microscope. And there's melted. That's good. It's the other side actually that we were applying the heat to. So that's not melted. That's good. That one received a little bit of heat, but that's just a pad. That should be fine. Fine. And that's fine. Okay, how about this side? Any torn pads? Oh, beautiful. I am not doing a good job of centering this. There, it's centered. Aha, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna go and clean off all this solder, put some nice new stuff on, and we'll go from there. Where is my wick? I'm having difficulties keeping this thing straight. Let's get my board holder. I'm doing this really carefully. I'm not pressing particularly hard. You press too hard, you might just scrape one of these pads off. Beautiful. How about this side? Nice. I just gotta give that a good cleaning. There's something up with that pad or that one to the far left, or is it just me? I think what this is it's filler. It's got a little bit of filler there. I gotta heat the board up and get that filler off. That's why the board looked odd right there. I think we're in the clear. Let's apply some new solder, tin those pads. I didn't want to fill that hole. Let's get that hole unclogged. Let's get that on in. I'm gonna heat that board up first before putting this on. So part of the reason why you're wanting to heat up the board before putting this on is because you're wanting as little amount of heat being conducted through the port itself as possible. Otherwise the port will melt. So let's get this heated up first. Then we can drop it in place. Just wait till those pads are nice and shiny, like a mirror. You can see that some of them on the right are beginning to do what they're supposed to do. Nice. Now they're all shiny. Take the heat away. Let's hope this did the trick. I'm going to go over it with my tweezers just to check each pin. And if they're solid, great. I think I'm still going to run over it with my soldering iron though, just in case. So let's see how we did. That one's loose. Okay, all considering we did pretty good. I'm gonna flip this around so I can get to those pins a little bit easier. I'm gonna change out my tip. Don't need a whole lot, just oil. Get some solder on my tip. I'm gonna rub it across the whole thing. And I got a bridge. I'll look after that in a sec. So why this bridged is twofold. Part of it is because I put a bit too much solder onto my tip, and part of it is also that I just didn't have enough flux. So I'll put some more flux in and that should help it out a lot. See? Burning the port a little bit. Okay, so that's good. That bit's done. Now let's just check to see if there's any bridges left. I melted a little bit of the plastic there, which is annoying. Let's just see if there is any bridges. So these are bridged because they're on the same pad. Those should not be bridged, and they are not, which is good. I know there isn't a bridge there because I can see it clearly, so they must both go to maybe ground or something. Those are on the same pad, and those are on the same pad. We can also fill in the holes to the sides. Good. Let's flip it. Just make sure the other side is as it should be. You see that little guy over there? He's floated. So I gotta put him back. The others look fine. They've been filled in pretty nice. Alright, let's get that little chip in where it's supposed to be. I honestly don't know what it looks like underneath that little guy. It seems to badly want to be flipped over to the other way. Just take a look on the underneath. Oh, that's going to be pretty easy actually. That's fine. Let's get her flipped back over. It's pretty obvious where it goes. Yep. Hopefully that does the trick. I'm going to give this board a clean, and we're going to go and switch over to putting this all back together and testing it. Alright, we're over at our test bench. I've got a lot of stuff going on this bench, so I apologize for that. But what's most important is we get our tester here, stick the board back in, and let's see how this does. All I care about is seeing this above 20 milliamps to 50 milliamps. It has been doing. Okay, the board's in. Let's get ourselves a cable. Please work. Okay, that's good. It's a lot more than what it was at 0.02 amps is what it was showing before. 1.5, it's fast charging, guys. It's fast charging. Oh, that feels so good. It really seems that that was really all that needed to be replaced was that charge port. There's a possibility that a bit of that material that was building up at the bottom right corner around that, I think it was a capacitor, may have also been causing some issues. But right there we go. That is just beautiful. Oh, that makes me feel so good seeing that. So I'm going to put this phone back together. I'm going to get it up, give it some charge. So I'm going to leave it be for just a moment. I'll clear the amp reader, because that's really what's going to be showing you guys what you're looking for there. All right, we've been letting it charge for a little while. 741 milliamps in, 36%. There we have it. So that's it for this video. I'm going to put this phone back together. Thank you guys all for watching another video. If you like the video, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.